Hey, how we doing? This is Action Figure Hub, and today we will be taking a look at the Brood Queen Build-A-Figure by Hasbro. This figure was released in 2007. It was the third wave made by Hasbro after they got the license back, or after they took the license from Toy Biz. Brood Queen is a character that I was not expecting, or I guess I shouldn't say, I don't want to say I did not want Brood Queen. I always take abstract characters as BAFs because they're their only way that we'll get them, but I am not an avid reader of X-Men comics, and that is where Brood Queen mostly shows up. Articulation on the Brood Queen figure is pretty limited. If you get the head to try and look down too much, it just pops off. So you're only able to get the head to look about that far down before any more down, and the head pops off. You're able to get the head to look up a decent way. And of course, there's that 360 rotation. Each of her arms can rotate, and they all have a hinge. These all work to varying degrees of success just based on how tightly packed they are, and some of them are super tight, just as this figure is almost 10 years old, or 20 years old, sweet goodness. Unfortunately, outside of the arms, there is really not much articulation on this figure. The body's a little soft, so you can bend the tail, but there is no bendy wire or anything to keep it where you put it. There are ball joints on her wings, so you are able to move those around a bit. And the main attraction and the main way to express with this figure are the bendy wire tentacles on the front two legs. And then, of course, you get that mouth articulation as well. Kind of odd that the tongue's on the top of the mouth. With the limited articulation, posability is kind of limited with this figure in terms of the positions you can get the figure into. I had some success with poses that I was able to create just by changing the angle up and trying to incorporate other figures than mainly using Brood Queen as the piece. In my brief research, I saw that the Brood Queen mainly beefs with the X-Men, occasionally the Guardians of the Galaxy, and another figure that you'll see coming up here shortly. And so I tried getting them posed here with Juggernaut Wave, Brown Suit Wolverine. In comic appearances, apparently the Annihilus and the Annihilation Wave almost wiped the Brood out to extinction. So that inspired this photo here with the first Hasbro Build-A-Figure Annihilus. Annihilus, I would say, is probably the better Build-A-Figure. He has better paint and better articulation. This Brood Queen has solid sculpt all around. I do think the figure is sculpted beautifully, but really could use more paint all around. The only sections that really are painted are the torso, and the arms are really struggle with movement at all. There's not much you can do to pose this figure or display it, but I do still think this is a very solid figure. Due to its age and the time that it was released, it is not the easiest to come by nowadays, and that does drive the price of this figure up. I do hope Hasbro either reissues this like they have with the Ares Build-A-Figure, or redoes it like they redid a Ronin the Accuser Build-A-Figure. That was another figure they did way back when they first were making their run of Marvel Legends. So I hope to see a new Brood Queen with better articulation. Anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.